Assalamualaikum. My name is Nur Akila binti Kamaruddin. My metric number is A20A1682. Today, I want to present management principles implemented at the Loop Holding Sdn Berhad. Life was introduced on 17 February 2017 by Brian Lu, who has a Loop Chief Executive Officer, by introducing T-Life as his brand to take tea to the higher level. Chief Executive Officer Brian Lu launched the brand at the Pavilion Kuala Lumpur store, near to the exact spot where he introduced the brew tea 6 years ago, before opening 165 branches by the end of 2016. Tea Life, previously known as a Cha Time, and Cha means tea in Chinese, so Cha Time means tea time. In early 2017, La Cafa International, the parent company of Chatime, decided to terminate its deal with Loop Holding, a Brian Lu company. The agreement between La Cafa and Loop was terminated due to the Taiwan disagreement over the business direction of Chatime in Malaysia. 2 months after losing his Chatime franchise, Loop Holding CEO Brian Lu started his own brand T-Life, which opened in first international outlet Vietnam recently. You know, what is the meaning of management? Management is a process with a social element. It needs the efficient use of the resources combined with a guidance of people in order to reach a specific organizational objective. It involves responsibility to realize the objective and to manage the specific organizational purpose through the economical and effective planning, and regulation is about taking charge and ensuring focus is placed on the thing and aspect of the business and that help achieve the vision and the goal. Management also its attainment of organizational goals and in an effective and efficient manner through the planning, organizing, leading, controlling the organizational resources. Management function implemented the life to increase the efficiency and effectiveness of them in employee is planning, which is identify goals for future organizational performance and deciding on the task and use resources needed to attain them, and defines where the organization wants to be in the future and how to get there. Have four management functions, which is planning, organizing, leading, and controlling. Planning. Planning means setting an organization's goal and significant how to attain them. Furthermore, planning involves choosing mission and objective and the action to realize them. It requires decision making or choosing future courses of action from the among alternative. For example, Chief Executive Officer CEO Brian Lu planning to do previous brand called Chatime change with the now brands called T-Life. Brian Lu intend to raise the number of the outlet from 160 to 250 by the end of October. An ambitious goal achieved, he wants to establish T-Life as the number one bubble tea brand in Malaysia. Second, organizing. Organizing is the function of management that involves developing an organizational structure and allocating human resources to ensure the accomplishment of objectives. The structure of the organization is the framework within which effort in the coordinates. The structure is usually represented by the organization chart, which provides a graphic representation of the chain command within an organization. For example, Brian Lu and his organization are bouncing back. It's powered by the mantra, "Tea is our life." Loop Holding is taking a step into the future today with the announcement of its new brand Tea Life. Brian Lu also organized their workers into the inclusive training module through the 7-day training program. Leading. Leading involves the social and informal sources of influence that you use to inspire action taken by others. If managers are effective leaders, their subordinates will be enthusiastic about existing effort to attain organizational objectives. The behavioral science have made many contributions to understanding this function of management. Personality research and study of job attitudes provide important information as to how managers can most effectively lead their subordinates. For example, Loop Holding CEO Brian Lu think leading is manpower and creating a global brand is while controlling involves ensuring that performance does not deviate from standards. Controlling consists of three steps which include establishing performance standards, comparing actual performance against standards, and taking corrective when necessary. Performance standards are often stated in monetary terms such as revenue, cost, profit, but may also state in the other terms such as unit, produce, number of defective product, and level of quality or customer service. The measurement of performance can be done in the several ways depending on the performance standards, including financial statement, sales report, production, customer satisfaction, and formal performance appreciation. Did you know who is the top management at the Loop Holding Sdn Bhd? Brian Lu is a Chief Executive Officer CEO at the Loop Holding Sdn Bhd. Brian Lu grew up in the Palace, then he graduated in Monash University, Melbourne, Australia. As a biochemistry student, after his graduate at university, he worked 2 years at biotech company as a salesman. He saw opportunity in beverage because Malaysia's business direction was mainly focused on coffee, but the market for tea was still underdeveloped. There are 10 roles top manager performs in organization, which is figurehead, leadership, liaison, monitoring, disseminator, spokesman, entrepreneurial, disturbance handler, resource allocator, and negotiator. Figurehead means manager produces the duties such as welcoming official visitors, signing legal documents as head of the organization or strategic business unit or department. For example, even though Brian Lu graduated as a biochemist student, he did not really want to be a biochemist and his joy was to become an entrepreneur and opening his own company. While leadership means the manager in charge of the organization or department coordinates the work of others and leads his subordinates. This role includes the hiring, training, motivating, disciplining employees. For example, Brian's team certainly worked hard and smart to derive meaning from big data to make wise business decisions. T-Life also success their own version of social media channel to allow free expression of ideas by the young and vibrant workforce. Third is license. As the leader or manager of the organization or unit, they must perform the functions of motivation communication, encouraging them spirit at their own company. This role also requires the manager to interact with the other managers outside the organization to secure favors and information. Brian Lu was previously the franchise holder of the Chatime owned by Taiwanese franchisor La Cafa International Co. A bitter discussion between the two companies, La Cafa terminating Loop's contract. In August 2018, Loop and La Cafa extended an out-of-court settlement to expand all disputes from their franchise relationship. Fourth is monitoring. The manager accepted the information concerning internal and external events so as to gain understanding of organization, its environment, and manager also collect information in verbal forms often as gossip, hearsay, speculation, and through graph-specific channel. For example, to better monitor the performance of its outlet, the company is integrate a cloud-based POS mission, which is business intelligence dashboard. Loop Holding use machine learning to gain store inventory optimization and replenishment. Disseminates. Manager disseminates the information. They collect from different sources and through various means after manager disseminates the information. The manager will play an important role in disseminating the information to his subordinates when they don't have contact with another manager of company. Brian shared that the new name was the emphasis to his customer that tea is our life. Lu has important with the portal that tea life. He also distributes the existing marketing initiative which is launched such as the Tea Time Thirsty card will be rebranded to Tea Life beginning March 1st and could still be used at his new outlet. While spokesman, manager also discharge a spokesperson role when they represent the organization to outsiders. Manager is required to speak on the behalf of the organization and transmit information on organization's plans, policies, and actions. For example, Brian's hard work and dedication and did not go unnoticed. Apart from being better as a role model for young entrepreneurs, his gripping personality also made him a sought-after spokesperson for world-class brands, including Tumi, Mars, Huawei, Sony, High Club, and more. Entrepreneurial. Manager is a creator and innovator when as the entrepreneur. Manager should have a new idea, initiative, new project, and initiative the development project. For example, Brian Lu has the decisive at entrepreneur traits when he made a decision to start his own business by possibility of selling bubble tea at the first and thought this kind of business could bring profit. He also traveled to Taiwan with his father to approach 5 companies of bringing him brand to the Malaysia, but all companies has rejected until he returned from Taiwan and told Brian Lu that the short time company who want to enlarge his business. Disturbance handler. As an interruption handler, managers take corrective action and respond to previously unforeseen problems. Disturbances handler role give the manager as the involuntary responding to pressures. For example, the boba, the black chewing topical pause from the bubble tea causes cancer. Chat time now called tea life. When the issue finally found its way to Malaysia, it's become a huge crisis which is affecting their life, and they have made a public press conference to do some control to expand the quality between that, and this is different. Resources allocator. Managers are responsible for allocating human, physical, and monetary resources. Accordingly, set up of time schedule for completing an operation or approve the expenditure on a particular project are the function which is the manager perform in the role of a resources allocator. For example, Brian described his passion as it in food and beverage to inject a new culture and create revolutionary idea by changing and innovating the F&B industry through the setting up a big goals and achieving them. Brian gave out his revelatory idea and that result in rapid growth. Negotiator. The manager represents the organization and imaging the arranging with outsider and insider in order to gain advantage for his own unit. He negotiates with the subordinate for improve the commitment and loyalty with the peers and cooperation, coordination and integration with workers and their unions in connection with coordinates of employment, commitment, productivity with the government about as long as facility for business expansions. For example, Brian Drew is negotiates with AirAsia to carry out the drink on flights and also want to enter their 45 existing Tesco outlets to run Chatham as Express 3 there and also negotiate with Soda Express and Tino's Pizza. Why is innovation is important to CEO Brian Lou's job? Innovation is important to CEO Brian Lou's jobs because he want to his business are driven by people. Before Brian Lou started a tea life business, he worked at Chatham as a manager. After a few years, Brian Lou started thinking about his business after he get a notice from a Lakafa. Brian Lou got an idea to open tea life inspired by Chatham, but he does some innovation in their mission, vision and recipes. This is because he don't want people says that tea life use a recipe from Chatham to open a new brand. How technology changed the manager works today? Technology change management involves identifying, selecting, evaluating new technologies and incorporating effective technologies into the organization. The objective is to improve software quality, increase productivity, and decrease the cycle time for product development. To associates with the present of assorted, versatile, empowered laborers, business and need to utilize choose the correspondence process that influence various convenience channel and produce purchaser like a substance and encounters. Technology nowadays help Brian Lu work faster and more easier and technology also can forward his business to the future.